Hello everyone. My presentation today is titled Integrating Career Confidence and Career Aspiration, a conceptual model for strengthening vocational career pathways in East Malaysian hospitality education. This study addresses a basic question: why do many East Malaysian hospitality graduates, despite receiving TVET training, leave the industry shortly after entering it? The research proposes an integrated conceptual framework based on social cognitive career theory that posits career confidence and career aspiration as reciprocal psychological mediators influencing long-term career intention. Unlike traditional models that focus mainly on structural or skill-based issues, this framework incorporates cultural and familial factors, recognizing that in collectivist societies, career motivation is shaped as much by social validation and family expectation as by personal ambition. In essence, this study seeks to explain how confidence and aspiration interact to sustain vocational career pathways in Malaysia's hospitality education system. The tourism and hospitality sector is vital to Malaysia's economy but faces chronic workforce instability. East Malaysian graduates, despite being trained through vocational education, often leave hospitality careers after graduation. Prior explanation focused on structural issues such as low wages, but the real issue may lie deeper in motivation, self-beliefs, and psychological readiness. And this paper argues that unless these inner factors are strengthened, retention effort will remain limited. Malaysia has made commendable strides in expanding its TVET network, yet social image of vocational education remains problematic. Students in hospitality programs often internalize this perception, viewing their field as less prestigious. Consequently, even before entering the workforce, many already see hospitality as temporary. Such a social stigma undermines confidence, aspiration, and the long-term goal of TVET-driven workforce development. Much of the literature treats confidence and aspiration as isolated predictors. In collectivist contexts, however, student career decisions are shaped by family expectation and community norms. These external influences interact with personal belief systems in complex ways. The absence of culturally responsive models leaves a major gap in understanding why vocational graduates in East Malaysia struggles to remain in hospitality careers. The main objective is to propose an integrative, culturally sensitive model that bridges education, psychology, and context. Unlike past SCCT models, this framework posits confidence and aspiration as mutually reinforcing, acknowledging that in collectivist societies, career motivation is not individualistic but relational. This approach advances the theory and provides a realistic foundation for future intervention in Malaysian TVET. SCCT has guided career research for decades, but it assumes individuals act independently in setting and achieving goals. In East Malaysia, decisions are made in consultation with family and community. Therefore, collectivist dimension challenges SCCT universal applicability. Therefore, adapting SCCT to local realities requires viewing self-efficacy as shared efficiency, confidence reinforced through group belonging, and cultural affirmation. In collectivist setting, motivation is a social product. Students often pursue hospitality not solely for personal satisfaction, but to elevate family reputation or fulfill expectation. Recognizing this dynamic helps educators design interventions that respect cultural values instead of imposing Western individualism. Confidence acts as the psychological engine driving motivation. In hospitality, it means that belief that one can handle customers, operation, and team dynamics. However, in our cultural setting, confidence isn't self-centered, it's relational. Students feel competent when their families and peers express faith in their abilities. This difference must inform how TVET institutions nurture self-efficacy. Career aspiration fuels the drive to achieve professional success, but aspiration must align with confidence and context. Many students aspire for secure jobs that meet family expectations rather than pursuing intrinsic interests. Understanding aspiration as a socially negotiated process helps educators support both ambitions and family alignment. The central of this study is that confidence and aspiration are not sequential but recurrent. Students' belief in their competence drive their aspiration, and ambitious aspiration in turn motivate them to maintain confidence. This dynamic loop better captures the motivational process of vocational students who face both economic and cultural constraints. Is the proposed model. Educational inputs provide mastery experiences, and confidence and aspiration function as twin mediators linking in these inputs to long-term commitment. The process unfolds within a web of cultural and familial factors that can amplify or suppress motivation. This integrated structure merges psychological and sociocultural insights into one cohesive pathway. Each proposition builds upon SCCT but expands its scope. P1 and P2 emphasize psychological interaction, P3 integrates long-term motivation, and P4 localizes the model to East Malaysia. This proposition invites empirical testing through PLSM and qualitative validation in future research. Theoretically, this model challenges the assumption that self-efficacy and aspiration are universal. It proposes that agency can be socially conferred through family support, community identity, and shared validation. Such a relational paradigm expands as cities reach to multicultural environments like Malaysia. Practically, sustainable vocational pathways requires collaboration. Educators should foster reflective environments, industries should mentor young workers, and policymakers should evaluate not only skills but also motivational outcomes. Integrating psychological and cultural perspectives will make TVET more effective in developing resilient, locally rooted talent. To conclude, this study reframes career motivation as a collective psychological process, one that blends self-efficacy with social harmony. The proposed dual mediators model not only extends theory but also offers actionable insight for educators, policymakers, and employers. Ultimately, strengthening vocational pathways in hospitality requires more than skill training. It demands nurturing confidence and aspiration rooted in cultural identity. Thank you for your attention. I hope this study not only enriches the theoretical understanding of SCCT and collectivist context, but also inspires educational and industry practice that truly empower vocational students in East Malaysia hospitality sector.